Hi, my name is Jane. My name is Judy Hall.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Jane Haig. No, I'm Jane Haig. This is Judy Hall. This morning, this afternoon, we are talking about Rahab and Achsah. This is the beginning of the continuation of the Bible Women series that we're doing. Thank you very much, Judy, for being here.
Oh, it's a pleasure.
First of all, tell us who you are and what are.
Well, I'm Judy Hall, and my family and I have been coming to this church since about 1984. Kids grew up in the church.
Mm-hmm.
As far as what I do, I volunteer. I do a lot of volunteering. Winter relief, Relay for Life. I can't think from
All of them.
All
Coffee
of them.
hour.
Yeah.
For a while there, you were star of screen and stage with Peter.
With Peter.
Doing
And I am newly appointed
Yes.
churchyard administrator. So if you need anything in the graveyard or the columbarium, come see me.
Yeah, there you go. So let's talk about Rahab first. What did you learn about Rahab?
What I learned, I'll be honest with you, I'm embarrassed to say I didn't know either one of these ladies. But they
we
were
get
very
that a lot.
striking.
Mm-hmm.
Rahab was a prostitute, but she was also teetering with her faith. And as the spy Israelites came in, the way I'm taking it,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
she decided to side with them because she was more afraid of what may happen than what is happening. I don't know if that makes any sense. Anyway, she hid the spies for the Israelites and then sent them on their way to a different way than what she sent the Romans or the police to. And essentially, she saved her family, herself, and as you continue to read, she saved the nation. So she lied, and she hid, and she's cheated, but she overall good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, teetering on her faith, I agree with you. Those that were in Jericho already were polytheists. They believed in multiple gods.
Okay.
And as Joshua was fighting the different nations to get to the promised land, to be in the promised land, that was one of the biggest issues. Was it seemed like the God of the Israelites was a stronger, more fierce God
Correct.
than the polytheistic gods that they all had been worshiping.
Yeah, and I think she
So-
was more afraid of them than she was of her own people.
Right. Right.
So out of fear, but
Mm-hmm.
at the end, she did right.
Yeah, I love this quote. This is Joshua, verse 2 or chapter 2. When Rahab is talking to the two spies, and it says, "And as soon as we heard it, our hearts melted, and there was no courage left in any person because of you. For the Lord your God is He who is God in heaven above and on earth beneath. Now then, swear to me by the Lord that I have dealt kindly with you, and you will deal kindly with my father's house."
Mm-hmm.
So it's...
So she put up a cord, what do they call it, the scarlet cord,
Mm-hmm,
and that's what they left on.
mm-hmm.
But she left that there so that when they came back, her house would not be touched.
Right.
And she was to bring in anybody she wanted to save to bring into the house.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So she did good.
Yeah. The story I love is how did the two spies escape Jericho? You
Because
remember
they,
that?
how
They didn't go out the front door.
No, they went down the rope, and she sent them to the hills to
Yeah.
hide. And then she sent the police down the road saying that they went that way, when in fact, and then she told them to stay 3 days
And then,
and then come on back, and that's what they did.
yeah, I know.
So they were cunning. That's why they're spies.
Right.
That's why they're spies.
Right.
They know what to do.
Exactly. So what else did you find interesting about the story?
I don't know that I found it interesting, more that it in my personal life, it reinforces that sometimes you have to do the sneaky to get the greater good. And I know you know what I'm talking about. And it just kind of reaffirmed that sometimes we have to tell little white lies, and that it's okay as long as you're doing it for the right reasons. And I don't think Christians are supposed to lie, but that's not what I'm saying.
I think we found in all the stories about these women is that they frequently had to do things that we, in our view, think are immoral or against our codes, but they did them sort of in the right reason.
And for the right reasons, right? And then that makes it okay.
Yeah.
Because God knows your heart. And,
Okay. All right.
And it's okay.
There you go. So let's go on to the second lady.
Achsah, I liked her.
Yes. Yeah. Tell me about her.
She is a planner. She makes sure that she's going to be okay. She's very strong-willed. And sometimes years ago, somebody told me if you don't take care of number one, then number one can't take care of everybody else or anybody else. And she made sure that number one was good. And
For herself,
for herself and her family, but for her future. And I can relate to that. Sometimes you have to do that. She was given, which we don't do that anymore, but she was given as a bride to the person that won one of the wars. And then the father had given them land, as custom says, I give you the bride and I give you the land. Well, she knew the land didn't have any water, and without water, the land is no good.
Right.
So she went to Dad and said, "Hey,
Can
I have some water?" And he granted it to her. Had she not asked, he wouldn't have offered. Even though he's the father, he would have made them figure that one out on their own. But she had foresight to say, hey, I need more. And to me, that relates to no matter what you have or don't have, if you ask the Lord, you'll get what you need. And,
right. Sometimes you don't get what you want, but frequently you get what you need.
But if you don't ask, then you won't know.
Right.
And
exactly.
She was the courageous planner. She knew what needed to be. And if I could be more like that, that'd be great. But, it's like, okay,
isn't that a terrifying thought? Whoa.
Yeah, but both of the ladies secured their future. And thinking of themselves, but thinking of others at the same time.
Right.
And making sure that they were okay.
And their families were okay. Yeah. No, it's a good lesson to learn from there. Sometimes it doesn't equate to these days,
Right. Dad doesn't give lands now.
No. Dad doesn't give out brides either.
No, thank heaven. Thank heaven.
To the guy who won the war. Yeah. No. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been wonderful.
This has been great. Yes.
All right.
I appreciate the opportunity.
All right.